Hi, everyone. This is Christine Thompson with Barrett and Warner. Just wanted to say thank you for joining me. Got another show this week to give you week over week comparisons on what's happening in the market. So I'm going to just skip right to it. We're talking about Naperville, and I do this every week. So if you're new to watching this show, just so you know, I'm going to be using the same graphs, the same types of information. But if there's something else that you're looking to get from this show as far as information on the market, or maybe a different market than Naperville, I can definitely help you with that. You got all my contact information right here on the screen. You know how to reach me, and I'm always available. Happy to take your call. But let's get to the real important stuff here. I'm going to screen share all the information. I think that's what you want to be seeing. So let's get right to it. And let me hold on here. Let me get that set up for you. All right, and here we go. So the first graph that I want to share with you is a pie chart, and this is just a broad look at what's happening in Naperville for detached homes. I'd like to just look at one because attached and detached, different price ranges, you know, all that good stuff. So I like to let's just focus on single family homes so we can keep it to one animal, all right? So 2 weeks ago, there were 54 new homes on the market. For whatever reason, that week did not show any new private listings. So I guess no new private listings were on that week. So there were 54 new, and then 45 went under contract. So what that means is less buyers out there shopping. This week, we had 66 new properties on the market and 34 private listings. So a lot more available. Now, that's not unique numbers. A lot of these could be either private listings, not allowing showings, or maybe agents just canceled a listing and made it new on the market. So it would, just get some fresh eyes on the property. So if that's 66, 34, that's around 100, exactly 100. So we're probably looking at around 80 or 90 maybe, all right? Maybe around 80, 85. And then we saw under contract 63. So we're still seeing that gap. We're not seeing as many buyers or more putting homes under contract than what's out there. We're starting to see that's another indicator of the market maybe starting to go away from that absolute crazy frenzy. Average list price a week ago was $694. Under contract was $608,031. And let's see what this week was. Average list price is down to $634, and then the under contract we're having around the same, $604. Let's see, what was it last week? $608. Yeah, it's about the same. So the list price went down a little bit. Maybe some of you are watching my show and realizing we shouldn't overprice. Good for you. Average days on the market a week ago was 30 days, and then under contract 26 days. It's interesting. I never talked too much about the red bar, but that's properties that either expired or got canceled off the market. Now, some of those that got canceled off the market might have become those new listings. So that's, and they become the active listing there. So, so they're not perfect, unique numbers whenever we're looking at this. It would take a lot more digging to really pull that apart. But in general, that's about what's going on. And then this week, only 37 active on the market and 23 under contract. So last week, there was 30 active on the market, now 37. There's more active on the market and less going under contract. So a little more coming on, a little less going off. So you know what direction that's going, you guys. And then here we are showing just the numbers that's active, from 2 weeks ago. These are the numbers behind it. So just to help you understand how to read this, in case you want to go back to the YouTube video, I'm going to put this in YouTube later. Average LP means average list price. And so what was the average list price for the sold homes? 2 weeks ago, it says $591 and $195. We should see something like that on that graph before. And the average market time was 25 days. And then the average list price for these sold homes on average list price $591. The average sale price was $597. So that's interesting. The average sale price was higher than the average list price for the sold properties, a little over. So that indicates still a seller's market. Maybe there's less homes or less buyers on the market, but they're still clawing and fighting for the homes. and willing to go over list price. So even though it's softening a little bit, we're still seeing the fight for prices and sellers getting good prices. Whoops, sorry, I went too fast. This week, fast forward to the end of this week. I just showed you numbers from 2 weeks ago, but the average list price for sold was 606. The average sale price 605. So really just real close there, really, really close. And there can always be outliers out there that brought that number down just a little bit. So that's still, to me, seller's market for sure. Average number of showings on the weekend. We got 5 weekends represented here. Starting at June 18th, it was 2.4. Well, by the time we got to July, it really slowed down to 1.63. Then it kicked up a little bit. Maybe people were like, hey, we lost a weekend, let's get out there again. But now it's dropped again to 2.12, which is the lowest number other than this holiday weekend. So that probably goes in hand with how we saw less contracts, less homes going under contract than what's on the market, meaning there's less buyers out there, so less showings are happening. Market action index needle. This is another broad way of looking at the market in Naperville than that pie chart that I gave you. And this is just giving you, it's looking at all the indicators in the market and just saying, all right, where are we at? Buyer, seller market. And so a week ago, it said strong seller's market, where needles at 53. And if you weren't watching this show last year, I have to tell you, it was never anywhere near 53. It wasn't even anywhere near in the 40s. We were just ticking up a little over the 30 line. And I was like, wow, this is fantastic. So 53 compared to a year ago, oh my gosh. And this is actually for Naperville detached homes. This is actually the highest index needle number I've seen this year, which is really interesting because we're seeing a little bit less buyers, a little less homes going under contract. So it's quite interesting to me. There's obviously a lot more algorithms behind this needle. But we're going to go with that. It's saying, you know, for you buyers that are thinking, well, it's slowing down. It's like, not enough. Okay. So this week, same number. I switched to the next week here, and you can see exact same action index needle number. We're still a strong seller's market at 53. Interest rates. This was a week ago. The AP, you know, with APR, the 30-year fixed rate, which we like to call a conventional loan, was at 3.25, and the FHA rate 3.53. And now this week, 3.21. It was 3.25 last week, and the FHA is down a little bit, 3.45. So not much, but you know what? It does add up over 30 years. So if you ever want a chart to show what happens to your monthly mortgage cost when we have just little ticks in the interest rate, give me a call or text me, DM me. I got a great infograph for you that can really show that to you very quickly. So, you know, just what's going on in the market. What are opinions out there by the industry experts? Odita Kushi, the deputy chief economist of First American, said that it looks like inventory is starting to inch up. So that's good news for housing market for buyers. It means there's going to be more homes available to pick from. Perhaps the new construction is picking up. Hopefully the cost of wood and steel is softening a little bit, and more buyers are saying, you know what, the heck with the multiple offers, let's just buy a new construction home if it is available in the area that you live. Danielle Hall, from the chief economist of realtor.com, said the influx of new sellers over the last couple of months has helped slow price gains and given you buyers out there a little hope that you'll be able to find a home that's a good fit, you know, a little bit more choices. But again, you know, we're seeing it's still a seller's market out there. They're still able to demand the prices that they are asking for. So even though there's a few more options, just be careful out there as buyers. You know, don't assume that, oh, well, we can start negotiating prices down. That's not happening yet. And I'm not sure when. And then as Lawrence Young, you know, he's always out there, you know, scraping the market and seeing what's going on. He's the chief economist of the National Association of Realtors. He says as the inventory is beginning to pick up ever so modestly, we're still facing a housing shortage, but maybe we're turning a corner, maybe. There are small indicators, even though the action index needle isn't saying that. We can still say that there's some subtle signs that the market is softening. So I'm going to leave this screen up here for a second while I chit chat. So you have my phone number, my email address. You can find me on my website. I'm also on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all those sites. You can find me there too, Christine Thompson, Realtor. And if you can't, just go to my website. You'll be able to find my social media pages from there. And you can just text me if you want. Yep, you can just text me directly to that number. I'm happy to take your calls or requests. So thank you so much for watching the show. I really appreciate it. And I hope you are all having a fantastic day. Take care. Bye-bye.